All right, welcome back. Today's vlog, car versus Uber. I just got my first sample of using Uber service for a month. I've used Uber plenty of my life. Even drove for Uber at one point. I never thought much of it. I mean, really, I knew people and have, picked up people that regularly used Uber and thought to myself, wow, that's a lot of money to be paying to ride somewhere. People that went to work regularly taking Uber, I thought was a pretty ridiculous cost. I just got through owning a car, actually, which is interesting. Always feeling like the car ownership certainly wasn't the value it used to be. I mean, frankly. And I started comparing this sample to what it costs for me to own my car. I paid pretty low insurance rates. Never had any DUIs or any real tickets or anything. So, my insurance rates have never been that crazy. Plus, of course, I could only have liability insurance, which is pretty much worthless. The cost to take Uber was reasonable. It might have been higher than normal because I've been looking at a few cars and I just arrived, so I was doing a little more moving around than I probably would regularly. The car was really helpful. When it broke down, I really was just at a point where I wasn't really willing to put much more into the car. I look around at the cost of car ownership now, or what they're trying to get for cars. I wonder if this will actually continue these costs, because frankly what we got in the used car market is aged cars, because of course I feel like I heard a statistic earlier about people were owning their cars longer, so you get cars on the market 160 to 250,000 miles on them. People trying to pass off these vehicles for far more than they're worth. I mean, frankly, if you're looking at it from a standpoint of you hope to get some use out of the vehicle, I contended about 150,000. I mean, you're really pushing your luck after that amount. I feel. I mean, some cars are going longer, but the cars that I drove were in poor shape. I mean, they were wanting a lot of money for some of these cars. So, I wonder where that goes. It's certainly where the inflation come from a vehicle that's like, 20 years old, 15 years old. It's not convenient. I mean, Uber is helpful, but I wouldn't call it a convenience service. I know people that use Uber regularly and own cars. I mean, that's pretty crazy too. And then, of course, I read an article about people paying upwards of $1,000 a month in car payments. Actually did a silly thing early on. So I had two vehicles, and being single, having two vehicles is a pain in the rear. Just an old truck and a car, and I had this idea to take and to trade in both vehicles on this like hybrid vehicle. Now, keep in mind, it was pretty amazing when I went from California to Oklahoma on for my calculation, about $80. I mean, that was pretty amazing. But frankly, I don't know if car ownership will be in the future. I don't particularly love the idea of seems like just throwing the money away, just taking Uber. But maybe I need to look at things differently these days. Of course, things are definitely changing, or the norm is definitely changing, right? Anyway, we are firmly into 2023. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Catch you on the next video.